Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this exciting tutorial. In here I'm going to show you how to convert one image type to another using this thing we've created here. So here you choose what type you're converting to, JPEG, PNG or webp. So I want to convert a webp image to JPEG. So I'll click browse here, and here down here I'll select webp and select any webp file. And just like that, it's been converted to JPEG. So I can convert to PNG as well by browsing. I'll choose a webp file again. Now you can choose any format actually. So you see a progress bar there and it shows you the conversion. This one is now PNG. It shows you the file size as well. And you can delete a file if you want to. And also you can download the complete file when you are done to see the converted file like that. Alright, so let's get started and create this awesomeness. Now we're going to be using our UI creator, Quick Code UI. The link to that is in the description. All the resources you need, there are links in the description. The template that I'm using now, there's a link in the description, or we can create it together using Quick Code UI in the next few minutes. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoy this tutorial and let's get started. The link is in the description to this software I'm using here for the UI. So let's click the add item here, go to empty and select section, sorry. So we want a section here. I'm going to go to properties here and I want to put the height of this thing at 100 VH. So I'll put 100 and make sure I select VH here, and there we go. So that way it fills up the viewport. Okay, that's step number one. Step number two is we want to have very specific colors here. So what I did was I added all the colors that I want separated by a space here, so I can copy and paste them in the program. Now make sure you add white and black to your list always. So you select that, you go to CSS color palette, and there's already one here, but let me remove these guys. Let me remove that so I can show you how I add that. So I'll call it image converter. You can call this color palette anything you want, and you paste your colors there and hit save. And there it is. So these are our colors, and we select it and hit save. That way when we click on any color element, you see your colors down here. So they are easy to just click instead of trying to find the right color. So to start with, this one, the background color, I will change to this very dark color here. Okay, so let me add another item here. I'll add an empty div. So the empty div is there. Let me go and remove its height, but then I'll go to width here, and inside width I'll make sure it's 100% here, and then maximum width 600 pixels there. And then right here I'll select the center key like so. So that centers it. Background color I'll put white. There we go. Then let me add another empty div and another empty div. Okay, so two empty divs. This one at the top, I will add a background color of very dark here as well, and foreground color of white. And then on the width, I'm going to remove the 100%, just like I'll do on this other one here, like so. And also remove the heights on both of these like so. So in the one on top here, what I want to do is add a few items. So inside elements, I'll add an H1. I'll also add inside inputs. Where are inputs here? Inside inputs, I'll go to where is this? I want an input, a file input, this one here. Then I'll add again and go to the second page here. I'm looking for the select input, and then once I have that select input here, let's add a progress bar. So let's go to progress here and add that progress bar. All right, cool. So I'll select this text here, double click and say image file converter. Then let me center that text and let me go to font, change that to 30. And I will select the color as this one, select the font as this one, what is called my nerve. And then let me go to margin. I want to reduce the margin to 0 here. All right, then select this one, the select thingy here, remove the background color, and then let's check if there's any padding here. Let me remove all of it. Is there any margin? Top and bottom, remove all that by clicking the X's, and then double click here. We say convert to full color, like that. All right, now we go to the progress bar to match it. So select this part and background color change to the blue we have here. Select this other part here, select white as the background color, and I think that should do it. Let me select, while this is selected, let me check what styles it has. I want to remove the border, so I'll remove border from there, like so. All right, so that's looking good. Now we select, oh, it's got some padding here as well. Okay, that's fine. Now we select this one at the bottom here. So this one, background color, I will add white, and then I will add an empty div in there. So let's go back to empty div, like this, and then remove the width from there and the height as well. We can still see it because there's some padding in there, which is okay. Let me select a background color, this light gray, and let me go and add an empty div in there. So I add that empty div. Let me add 3 empty divs in here. Matter of fact, 4 of them. So 2, 3, and finally 4. Cool. So they're in there, which is inside this. So what I would do is I will go, while this the parent is selected, I'll go down here and type gap full colon and put maybe 4 pixels, semicolon, like that. So that will work. There will be a gap between them, like a margin, when I use display flex. So when I go to display flex here, this is what you see here, as you can see. Now this one, I want you to take all the space that is left whenever there is some. So what I'm going to do is tell it to flex 1. So I'm going to go to flex over here and select 1. Just push it to 2 and then back to 1, like that. So it takes up all the space that is required. These two will be buttons, so they don't really need to be that wide. So go to the width. Instead of 100, maybe let's try 80. Maybe actually 50 here. These will just be buttons. So let's go 50, 50. And then on the height of all of these, we'll just put 100%. So it doesn't look like it does a good job. Let's put 80 pixels instead. I will do so on all of these guys. 80 pixels, same as here, 80 pixels, same as here, 80 pixels. This one also, the width should be 80 pixels. All right, so this is what the kind of thing we have here, which is awesomeness. Now I want to remove all the padding from all of these, but I'm jumping the gun here. Let me select this one and add a icon. So this one will be the one icon. You can add any icon from here, it doesn't matter. Let's add again. because you can always change these icons, not really a problem. In here, let's add an image. So we go to images, elements, and add an image. Pretty cool. Then in this one, though the image is overlapping, don't worry, we'll fix that. Let's add 2 div text in there, like so. Okay, pretty good. Now let's start with dealing with the image. Let me select the image itself. The width should be 100%, so let's move it to pixel and back to percent. And then the height as well, let's try %. And then let's select the parent, the container that's holding this image. Let's remove its background color, and then let's remove all the padding here by clicking that X over there. At least we have an image now. Alright, cool. So now let's select this box that contains all these guys in here. Let's also remove that background color, like so. Same thing here. Let's remove that background color. But while we're at it, let's go to... Actually, we can remove the background color for the other one as well to save time. So once we have that selected, let's go to display and use flex. Now the reason is I want to center the icons here. So I'll use display flex and then justify content center, align items center. That centers this item. Same thing here. Let's select the parent, display flex. Let's justify center, align center, and there we go. So that's looking good. Now let's change our image. Double click. Let's add some other image here that's more appealing. And then here, let me select that icon and go down to image icons down here. Click on an icon here. This will be the download button. So down like this, I will select what icon I can get. Here as well, this one is for close. So when you want to close, you click that. So you could put just this one X or this like so. No, actually not close, but delete. So let's try a trash can. So let's get that trash can here. Maybe this one, the usual one that we know. So this is cool. Now I'll select the parent of this and then set the color here. So we'll set that. Doesn't look very good. I think I should have added a red of some kind. So let me just add that as pure red. And then no, so I'm not selecting the icon, but the container of the icon here and setting the color. Now the reason I'm doing that is because later I want to put some hover effects. So I want this main thing to be the controller of the font color. So while we are doing that, while we are still here, we can actually do that. So while this is selected, the parent, the container that holds the icon, what I'll do is go to sudo and combine classes in my properties panel. So let me move it to the center here. So right here it says sudo classes, there's a plus sign. Let's add a hover. So okay. Then when we click on the hover and this is ticked here, it means whatever styles are loaded right now are going to only happen when we hover on this item. So first of all, the background color, let me change it to that very dark color. And then the main color itself, let's change it to a white, like that, and close. So once you're done dealing whatever you want to do, you can put whatever styles you want here for the hover. Let's go back to none. Don't forget that. And now when I hover on this thing, I see it change. Same thing here. Let's do likewise. Let's create a hover effect. Let's select that hover. Let's go to color and put white. And let's go to background and put dark. Now here you can be creative, I guess. You can go to the dark red thingy like that and close. Okay, cool. But don't forget to go back to none. Now this changes very well, but there's no transition, so it's too jarring. So let's click on transition. So make sure that you are not on the hover while you're doing this. So you add the transition to 0.5 maybe. Let's go the same thing here. Let's select that and add a transition of 0.5. The curve is easy ease, that's fine, but you can choose other curves here. Alrighty then, so this one looks like this when I hover on those. Oh, I forgot the cursor pointer. So properties, let's go to cursor. Where is that? Cursor, let's add a pointer. Same thing on the other one, cursor, pointer. Alrighty guys, so this is looking very good so far. Now remaining thing is, let me select the main thing here. Remove this to the side. In fact, you can select the, actually let me select this one, this container here. I needed some margin. Before I do that, I forgot to change the text here. Let's make it look more like a valid file name, like those file names usually look. And then here as well, let's put a something like that. All right, so the file name, the file size, and the like. Maybe I can put a box shadow here just a little bit. Let's put 10 pixels. Let's put total black, and then let's use the transparency to reduce its influence, something like so. And while this main thing, oh, this one also, the kilobytes, let's change the color to something. Let me click on these to hold that. This lighter gray over here. All right, cool. So if I select this parent thing, I go edit and clone, you see that they're right next to each other. So I want some margin a little bit at the bottom, so I'll click on margin. You can select any of the two. Let's put 10 margin bottom, like so. Let me double click to change the image. That way we have a different image like so. And yeah, that does it. So let me select this main thing outside and go edit, select first child, which will select the main container for all of these guys. Let's remove all the padding that's on this to 0. That way we have something like this, no spaces. But we can't see this compared to the background. So what I'm going to do is go to box shadow and add a box shadow to this thing. Now the blur is going to be very high. I'm going to put 1000. Like that. So color white, XY are not changed, and that it is there, something like so. Alrighty guys, so now I can save this. So go ahead and save this as image converter. I think I had saved one other time, so I'll just put a 2 at the end like so. Alright, so hit save. And now let's go ahead and preview this. So preview page, let's go. So there it is. So that's how it looks like when you are done. All right, so this is our image converter UI, which is done right now. So you can click on these items, go to properties, and you check to see what kind of classes they have. Then you can click this little pen icon to edit the class names if you feel so inclined. But otherwise, for the rest of us, this is all we needed. Also, this can only go up to the viewport height. So what I want to do is select this main thing and go to height, give it a minimum height. So if I select this, I can see the height is 240. So I'll give it a maximum height of 500. Like that, and then let me go to where it says overlay. There is this overlay, and here I will go ahead and put overflow Y. It's not overlay, it's overflow, sorry. Overflow Y should be auto. So what that means is that it will create a scroll bar if the item becomes greater, the height becomes greater than 500. All right, so let's go ahead and save that. All right. Come on, come on, come on. Cool. All right, so now that we are done with this, you can go ahead and file, download. So we download this. So let me click that right now. Download. So export will start now. and there it is. So it's going to export, and there's the converted thing. So let's extract to the same folder name and then open that up. Let's see how it looks like in the browser now. And there it is. So things is looking good. So from this UI now, we can begin coding for PHP itself. So let's continue in the next video.